It's Tuesday again and I would like to hang with you lads, but I'm off to listen to the new episode of the Slaven Selection Show. Play now or stay in dark forever.
Fall is an excellent time to review your finances. It is... We spend all of our summer party money, so it's time to dig deep and audit the remainder. I'm barely scratching the surface of financial technologies now that I've immersed myself in the world of cybersecurity. I even have a micro degree in fintech from Michigan University, but that's foolish to say. I think it's tiny in comparison to the vast knowledge of other crypto enthusiasts I know. But, it's a start. Whether you believe in a mattress bank system or a hole dug in the forest where you occasionally drop your savings without fear of grabbing relatives or thieves, one thing is certain: financial literacy and computer science should be taught in schools rather than Renaissance literature and gender studies. It's like swimming. It's like riding a bike. Essential. And like me, the non-Western world has just recently recognized the importance of financial independence. It's actually more than independence, it's flipping the bird to all of us. It rejects all the West represents while lavishly enjoying European culture, food, fashion, technology, machinery, you name it. It is taking a higher moral stand while remaining entirely aligned with the American dream. Perhaps you can find an alternative away from US dollar. Still, you're going to consume just what the West has to give. According to Coin Bureau, BRICS countries still have growing populations, low labor costs, and lots of commodities. All that is missing is commodity bull market. Commodity prices around the world have been rising over the last few years, and this has increased the geopolitical power of the BRICS. But is it all government propaganda, something BRICS countries are known for? Is Block really going to launch their own share currency to rival like the US dollar? And there are rumors it's going to be gold-backed and or crypto-based. Currency might be far away, but the alternative payment system is more realistic. SWIFT is aligned with Western interests and it can block certain parties. mBridge is the answer to that. mBridge, also known as the Multiple Central Bank Digital Currency or CBDC bridge, is an innovative technology that enables real-time peer-to-peer cross-border payments and foreign exchange transactions using CBDCs. This program seeks to streamline international financial transactions by utilizing blockchain technology via the mBridge ledger actually, assuring compliance with specific legal and regulatory frameworks across jurisdictions. The mBridge project is a collaborative effort between several key entities, including the Hong Kong Monetary Authority, Bank of Thailand, Central Bank of the United Arab Emirates, People's Bank of China, China's Digital Currency Research Institute, and the Bank for International Settlements Innovation Hub Hong Kong Center. Timing is everything, and an early bird catches the worm, but the super early bird might catch nothing at all. The history of cryptocurrency is a rich one that spans several decades, starting well before Bitcoin in 2009. This timeline depicts the emergence of digital currencies, their technological basis, and the socioeconomic variables that drove their growth. In 1983, David Chaum invented eCash, a type of digital currency. That wonderful spring was when I first read Memories of the Space Age by J.G. Ballard, the same spring I got my first motorcycle and my first hanky-panky adventure, so I'll never forget what happened that year. In January of 1983, the ARPANET's conversion to TCP/IP is now officially complete. In February, the Venezuelan bolivar was devalued and exchange controls were implemented, which became known as a Black Friday by many Venezuelans. Chuck Hull invented the 3D printer in March, and G-Shock DW5000C came out in April, just 1 week before my birthday. The 1983 bombing of the US Embassy in Beirut killed 63 people, and in May, Aberdeen FC beat Real Madrid 2-1 after extra time to win the European Cup, and Pioneer 10 orbits Neptune in June, becoming the first man-made object to exit the solar system's major planets. On September 26th of 1983, Stanislav Petrov saved the world from the nuclear annihilation. Then there was equally terrifying Able Archer 83, invasion of Grenada, Lebanon, and so on and so on. So the reason I told you all this is because you have to understand how far back in the past this was. 1983, and there was a eCash thing going on there. Still, believe it or not, that was the very year when David Chaum, an American cryptographer, invented eCash, a type of digital currency, and his work pioneered the use of cryptographic techniques to permit secure and anonymous online transactions. And this paved the way for future cryptocurrencies. The initial eCash system allowed customers to convert cash into digital tokens called cyberbucks, which could be spent online. This system was one of the earliest attempts to create a decentralized digital money that operated on a distributed ledger rather than a central authority. Despite initial interest from big banks and firms such as Microsoft, DigiCash struggled with adoption and funding, ultimately declaring bankruptcy in 1998. The patents for eCash were eventually sold, signaling the end of its operating period. Chaum presently leads the so-called XX Network, a private, quantum-secure, decentralized chat and payment platform. Throughout his career, he has received various awards, including the Information Technology European Award in 1995 and the RCA Award for Excellence in Mathematics in 2010. He is widely recognized as the father of online anonymity and the godfather of cryptocurrency. More than a decade later, Wei Dai proposed B-Money, an anonymous distributed electronic payment system. Shortly after, Nick Szabo introduced BitGold, which required users to solve cryptographic problems to earn money. Both thoughts inspired subsequent advances in cryptocurrency. I could not locate any precise information on Chaum's net worth. He was an early bird, so I'm guessing he didn't make much profit. When I said early bird, I mean really early bird. And whoever Satoshi Nakamoto is, he probably has all the fame and fortune. Well, before anything else, you have to ask, why creating an alternative for what is already working? Well, the overall goal is to abolish the US dollar as the bridge currency. Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa are studying the development of a digital currency and blockchain-based payment systems to improve financial cooperation among their member countries. In addition to the blockchain payment system, there is a talk about introducing a stablecoin backed by commodities like gold. And this stablecoin is viewed as a means of unifying the financial systems of the BRICS countries and improving their economic cooperation. Some speculate that the stablecoin might be linked to the Chinese yuan, ensuring trade stability within the Union. Russian Deputy Foreign Minister Sergei Ryabkov emphasized the potential advantages of such a stablecoin for international trade settlements. While BRICS activities are primarily focused on the development of a state-backed digital currency or stablecoin, they might have an indirect impact on the broader cryptocurrency ecosystem, including Ethereum. As a major cryptocurrency, Ethereum supports decentralized apps and smart contracts, making it a viable alternative to Bitcoin. It functions independently from the US dollar and is widely used globally. The prospective transition to a BRICS currency may inspire member governments to adopt digital currencies more extensively, potentially increasing the acceptability of cryptocurrencies like Ethereum as alternatives in global trade. So yes, mBridge is apparently an Ethereum copy. And let's just be aware of the fact that Vitalik Buterin, a Russian-Canadian computer programmer who introduced Ethereum in late 2013 to address Bitcoin's limitations in supporting complicated applications, I know a guy who allegedly knows him, and he claims that even Vitalik said the whole crypto idea is without proper foundations. Really. So, Buterin is intending to establish a more adaptable blockchain infrastructure that would enable developers to design apps that went beyond basic transactions. Don't forget, Buterin met with President Vladimir Putin on June 2, 2017 at the St. Petersburg International Economic Forum, as he recognized the economic and political significance of the Ethereum project for his own Russia. Putin said that he supported the idea of establishing ties with potential Russian partners. So Kaspersky is banned, and it's the Telegram channel guy who got arrested? The proposed BRICS cryptocurrency is expected to be based on a basket of member currencies such as the Brazilian real, Russian ruble, Indian rupee, Chinese renminbi, and South African rand. This approach seeks to build a stable and cohesive financial instrument that reflects the economic capabilities of the BRICS countries. How about that? How the mean or economic contribution of each country will be calculated? Who will have the last say on those decisions? It appears that the less fortunate among them may lose their sovereignty. But wasn't this the plan from the beginning? Recent discussions among BRICS countries have yielded mixed results regarding the establishment of a unified digital currency. Russian officials have suggested that while a single currency is not now a priority, the notion is still being considered for the future. Instead of a unified currency, BRICS is considering developing a blockchain-based payment system called BRICS-Pay. This system intends to promote local currency transactions across member states, minimizing dependency on the US dollar. Yuri Ushakov, made in Kremlin, underlined the significance of building this independent payment system using current digital technologies. Ushakov is a notable Russian diplomat, and he was born on March 13, 1947 in Moscow. He has had a distinguished career in foreign affairs, holding different positions within the Russian government and diplomatic missions. Ushakov has participated in key diplomatic negotiations, notably those pertaining to BRICS projects. Recently, he spoke on the construction of a blockchain-based payment system for BRICS countries, underlining its potential to improve economic cooperation and reduce dependency on the US dollar. He also believes that BRICS countries express the interests of the global majority, whatever that means. The BRICS economic bloc is rapidly growing its influence, with 34 countries showing interest in joining its operations, according to Russian President and de facto aggressor Vladimir Putin, demonstrating the so-called bloc's ability to provide an alternative to the US-dominated global financial system. With Russia now serving as the BRICS chairman, Putin underlined the significance of ensuring a smooth integration process for new members on September 12th, as the group continues to establish itself as a prominent participant in the global economy. This growth follows the previous BRICS meeting, which saw the group add 6 new members, including Argentina, Egypt, and Saudi Arabia. If there is one country that would profit the most out of it, it's Russia. Russia's interest in BRICS has grown dramatically in light of current geopolitical dynamics, particularly as a result of strained relations with Western nations caused by the invasion of Ukraine. As Russia takes over the rotating presidency of BRICS in 2024, it intends to use this position to increase its influence and establish a new multipolar world order. Freaking great. What's next? Heal the World Conference in Moscow? Cheese and crackers. Not everyone who is against SWIFT or US dollar domination happy with BRICS ideas. The Pan-African Payment and Settlement System, or PAPS, was created to address this issue. It is a cross-border financial market infrastructure that facilitates payment transactions across Africa in various local currencies. PAPS assists firms by lowering transaction costs, facilitating cross-border trading, and expanding customer reach. Making this work is much more difficult than politicians claim, but it is a vital step. Unorganized adoption of a BRICS currency would lock South Africa out of trade with some of our biggest and most profitable trade partners. The European Union, United Kingdom, and United States are unlikely to look kindly on such a necessary project, as the cost of trading in an arbitrarily created new international currency would not be worth their time. An idea is as good as its practical implications. For now, we don't see much going on, and it could be that it's, again, way too early for that. It might happen in the future, and even then, it might take decades to turn the things around, and by that time, Russia will cease to exist as we know it today. China and India will find a reason to disagree, and Latin countries may realize that it's better to have South American Union connected to financial directions of the Western civilizations. Interestingly enough, since the 2008 financial crisis, the People's Bank of China has encouraged the use of the yuan as the international payment currency. One option to ensure this was to establish bilateral exchange lines, of which 38 already exist around the world, including 2 in Brazil and Argentina. China's expanding relevance in Latin America is boosting exports, supporting economic diversification, attracting investment, and driving economic growth. So Russia isn't really needed here. When it comes to South America, the choices are West or China. Furthermore, if the region is overly reliant on China's investments, it might experience market volatility and financial constraints. The reality is that the combined third world currency can only be as good as its individual partners, who are not the most stable economies, let alone their political systems. In July, South African Central Bank Governor Lesetja Kangayo told a radio station that creating a BRICS currency would be a political project, and that's exactly what it is. I would also add, the hypothetical BRICS currency looks more like a spiteful decision than a reality. Something like Chinese communism is a brilliant notion that has been tempered by the realities of the free market. The diverse political and economic interests of existing and new BRICS members might impede consensus on critical issues, hindering Russia's efforts to unite the bloc under its geopolitical vision. The great unificator might actually see the future without them. Perhaps in the future, BIC will be an appropriate abbreviation for the group of those who resist US dollar hegemony. Speculation of a new BRICS currency reflects several countries' desire to diversify away from the dollar. However, focusing just on the BRICS currency risks seeing the bigger picture. A new global economic system will not arise from a new BRICS currency or de-dollarization that occurs suddenly. Also, don't forget, big proposals like establishing a BRICS credit rating agency and constructing a BRICS underwater connection were never realized. Good, because later they will probably initiate a social credit system thanks to China. I'm confident there is a method to include it into the smart contract framework. Only the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia are performing well among the 36 countries participating in the summit of 2023. So what does it tell you about the future of the bloc? Another unaligned movement with big monetary dreams minus Tito, Nehru and Nasser. If a country has a lot of commodities, it usually doesn't require a US dollar. Conversely, if a country doesn't have a lot of commodities, it probably needs a US dollar. Simple as that. So what is the fuss all about anyway? Someone to step in place of a dollar. Russia has advanced its plans for digital currencies and is working on a central bank digital currency, CBDC, named the Digital Ruble, which is slated to arrive in 2025. A brand new shiny digital ruble, while the real one is in rubble. Please. The only thing they will introduce in 2025 is a scan your neighbor QR code to get instant access to a body bag. Something like that. Maybe not in 2025 and most likely not even in 25. Well, fictitious monetary systems are essential for world building in literature, games, and other creative mediums. Maybe that's all this should be. A good old fiction, a joint Russian world literature endeavor. Sorry, Jim O'Neill, I don't share your hopes. Bypassing the central system is already there. No need to invent the wheel. Still, Bitcoin is primarily traded against the US dollar on cryptocurrency platforms. This means that a majority of transactions and price evaluations take place in US dollar, making it a key factor in Bitcoin's market behavior. The existence of a dollar-pegged stablecoin such as Tether and USD coin reinforces this link, and these stablecoins are frequently used to trade Bitcoin, essentially connecting its value with the US dollar even more tightly. That's why Ethereum came. And 2024 will be remembered for many reasons, but not as a tipping point for the downfall of the US dollar, at least not yet. The next BRICS summit is in Russia a month from now, right at the end of October. Great timing. When Rasputin comes, the great dictator can shift his attention from the territories lost in Ukrainian incursion to something more pleasant, like dreaming of a bright ruble future. Oh well, let's get some popcorn in the meantime. At the end of the day, what is a true Potemkin village without an equally impressive financial system? Well, I choose to select good old dollar dominance over BRICS based on you too. You should stay smart and selective both. Your investments, choose wisely. Your life decisions, select strategically. Swift or whatever, stay selective. Bye-bye.